Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another voice coffee break session with me, James Poulter, CEO and one of the co-founders at Vixen Labs, leading voice experience technology people here in rather wet London, if I'm honest. This afternoon, wherever you're watching, depending on what time you're watching this, it's just coming up to the afternoon at least here in the UK. I want to talk to you about something which I think is pretty interesting that Amazon have just announced, which is coming to voice recognition. The topic of voice recognition when it comes to things like call centres. And so I wanted to share with you an article that I've been reading this morning on VoiceBot, reported by the wonderful Eric over at the VoiceBot team. Shout out to them. And in this article, Eric's announcing, or helping Amazon here announcing, I suppose, the introduction of customer voice recognition to their call center platform. Now, some of you might not know, but Amazon, not only just with Alexa, they also run a call center service, which is Amazon Web Services based or AWS based, that allows you to essentially build a call center on top of AWS's features and functionality. And one of these new features that they're bringing out is the ability for you to be able to recognize the voice of an actual customer when they call in. So when you or I call up a customer services center and say, hi, I've got a problem with X or Y, or maybe I'm going through one of those somewhat clunky IVR systems of saying 1 for this and 2 for that. This will now allow the services that are running inside of AWS to pick up your voice using some of the similar technology that is being run on Alexa, and detect the actual voice of that customer if that voice print has been matched up with a customer record or identity before. Now, of course, raises some interesting questions around security, but this is actually something that we're going to see probably more and more of, is people beginning to use their voice as a method of bioauthentication. So definitely one to watch. But what's quite interesting here is, I suppose, the potential that this opens up for using voice in the world of customer service and how you can get a more tailored and personalised experience. Imagine being able to pick up the phone to your insurance provider or your mortgage broker, to your bank or somewhere like that, and all you have to do is, rather than remember lots of different complicated metrics or details or data points that you would otherwise have to do to log into your account, you can literally just start speaking to the customer service agent, and by recognizing your voice, either a real person at the other end of that conversation might be able to pick up the fact that, yep, this is definitely the right person. They can just jump straight to helping your problem. Or if it's an automated service using an IVR or using a voice technology, they can just let you through the path and start helping you in that kind of asynchronous way. I think that this new technology, beginning to couple this with the trend that we're seeing in people wanting to ask their voice assistants for different help with the different kind of issues that they might be facing, which we found in the voice commerce report that we published a couple of weeks back, is that with so many people already calling up their voice assistant for information about brands or products with FAQs and help with those types of things, then that is something that is a real potential issue that we could see come through. Now, good point here from Drew Ellis. Nice to see you watching, Drew. This is also potentially a great opportunity for imposters to rob you. Well, interesting, because that's actually something that we've seen a lot of people worry about in this kind of space. Are people going to use voice prints in the future as a way of essentially kind of stealing data? Here's Drew's comment. I wonder if I can make you actually better see that. How do we change this, guys? You've got to help me out here. And I definitely think that there's an issue there that we're all trying to kind of address. But actually, what the science is telling us, and what a lot of experience is telling us, is that actually voice impersonation is really, really hard to get to a level where it can actually fake or trick an AI system into believing it's you. Even a voice recording, particularly if you begin to match this up with random word sequences or things like that. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know in the comments, and we'll do some more videos about bioauthentication in the future. But I think what's really interesting from a consumer proposition with this is that the long-term opportunity here is that as you begin to sync up your call center services, what you're doing on smart speakers, what you might be doing on the phone and in your mobile apps, that when you begin to have a voice print that can be matched across all of these different surfaces and devices, is you very quickly get to a place where you can basically triage really quick questions on a smart speaker. But if you need a more long-term conversation to happen, something more detailed or more kind of complicated, saved, you can very quickly hand someone off to a phone system and be able to carry on that conversation and know it's them very, very quickly. So an interesting development. Thanks to all of you who have been signing up to come in the next couple of days to some of our webinars around the Voice Commerce Report. We're actually running one still this afternoon. There's a last minute chance to get into that. All you've got to do is go over to our website, vixenlabs.co/VCR. That's where you can download the Voice Commerce Report. And today we're running a retail webinar at 2 p.m. GMT. So if you want to get involved in that, if a LinkedIn user, unauthenticated here, says that they're interested in it, great, thank you. Then please get over and find out more about that. So go to vixenlabs.vcr. When you go there, we have a 8-minute film that you can watch, which will take you through the kind of top level findings, and you can download for free the executive summary document, which will give you all of the details. But if you want to get in detail with one of the segments, retail, food service, entertainment, or if you want to get into more info around one of those topics, then all you got to do is sign up and you'll get added to the newsletter, and we'll let you know when new sessions are coming out to dig into that. So that's there for you. So I'd love your comments this morning. If you are interested in implementing voice in a call center, is that something you're thinking about? Does this new technology potentially give you the opportunity to kind of make that experience more personal, more human, get things done quicker, get people served and get them out the other end? Would love to hear your thoughts on that, and would love it in between time if you go download the report and find out more information about how voice commerce can maybe change your business in 2021. The final thing I'll leave you with this morning is that we were writing some posts this week, and I was kind of getting on a bit of a hobby horse, if I'm honest, about 2021 and where next year is going. It's going to be a big year, I think, in the world of voice technology, and I think it's because we are going past the point of the experiment and into strategy. And so if you want some longer thoughts on that, maybe I'll do another video about it. Let me know in the comments if that's something you would like. Go over to the blog, and today you can read the why 2021 will be the year you must have a conversational strategy. This is something that I think we all need to be paying attention to in 2021, because this is no longer on the fringes of what people are doing. We've got 40% of people in the UK now using their voice to actually buy stuff. We've got 70% of people asking their devices about brands, and 80% of people asking for specific information about their local area. So it's definitely something that we should be looking at. And if you want to get more into that, all the issues around bioauthentication, which I can see is triggering a few different comments this morning. Here's a comment from Andy. Andy's saying, what about voice cloning like Resemble.ai? It's a security issue. Definitely can be a security issue, but none of those services yet have gotten to the point where they can actually completely trick an AI service, particularly if you are giving random word sequences with different intonations and things like that. It's definitely something to watch. But I think when we begin to pair these things up with different pieces of information, for example, a voice print, but then also knowing a spoken passphrase, for example, that would be kept secret, you begin to get that kind of two-factor authentication that we currently rely upon our mobile phones and things like that to do. So definitely something to watch in the future. So if you've got more comments about conversational strategy for the new year, if you want to talk to us more about whether or not that's something that you're going to be focusing on as we go into 2021, or if you've got thoughts about the future of voice recognition in the places like call centers and areas like that, would love to hear more thoughts. So thanks for joining me on another one of these little voice coffee break sessions. I'd love to know what else you would like me to cover in these sessions in the future, and if you've got thoughts and comments, leave them below and I'll be sure to follow up with them afterwards. But for now, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you again on another edition of the Voice Coffee Break with me, James Poulter. And up until we see each other again, go grab yourself a copy of the report, the VCR. You can go grab that now. Take care and stay safe.